syllabus, Nana, for coming weekend?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
To polygenic inheritance. Monohybrid test cross, back cross, we have done it already, of course. We have to start with laws of inheritance, not a problem. Multiple alleles, problems on monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross, dihybrid test cross, back cross, trihybrid cross, probability, polygenic inheritance, no problem. Outgoing, incoming, senior, aims. What was it? This paper only, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So question number 1. In some plants, flowering is either quantitatively or qualitatively dependent on exposure to low temperature. If it is related to low temperature, what we call that phenomenon, Nana?
Vernalization.
Vernalization. At what stage was the vernalization required? That is important, better. In case of annuals, that was at seedling stage. See how, Nana? Low temperature treatment at seedling stage influencing at the time of flowering in the plant. See how it is. Okay, if it is biennials and perennials, of course, in the buds itself, during transition of vegetative bud into floral bud, that happens just before the flowering season, low temperature treatment required. In perennials, every year they pass through the winter, so not at all a problem. In biennials, that's why they wait for second year or second season for low temperature treatment. Then they show flowering. So buds need. Where seedling needed treatment, so at the time of seed germination only, low temperature treatment should be given. Anyhow, question number 2. The phenomenon of the influence of relative duration of day and night on flowering in plants. What is it, Nana? It was definition for photoperiodism. So should be 4th option. Vernalization, you know it very well. Photo bleaching, have you heard about, Nana, anywhere? While talking about auxins, we use it to say, if they are on light exposed side, due to high intensity of light, they undergo destruction, which is called photooxidation, otherwise called photo bleaching. So photo bleaching is destruction due to high light intensity. Photoperiodism is not a problem. Phototropism, you know it very well. What was phototropism? Could you tell me? Exhibited by root, isn't it? Sorry, exhibited by shoot, growing in attraction to light. Growth associated movement in attraction to light. So here the answer is photoperiodism anyhow. Then 4 potted plants. Question number 4, Nana. 4 potted plants, 1, 2, 3, 4 of cabbage, a biennial plant, are subjected to different temperatures for several days, as given in the table. So which potted plant will show early flowering naturally? It should be the first one only, no, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It was mentioned for us as up to 5 to 10 degrees centigrade low temperature treatment they need. Okay. 5th, plants which require the exposure to light for a period exceeding a well-defined critical duration of flowering. What was well-defined critical duration, Nana? 10 to 14 hours. Less to that, short day plants. More to that, long day plants. He says, plants which require exposure to light for period exceeding critical duration should be 14 to 15 hours. So should be naturally long day plants. So 4th, question number 6. Plants which disregard the requirement of a definite day length for the following are called. Which disregard the requirement of definite day length. What a framing of the question, Nana. It was actually how we defined it, Nana. That show flowering irrespective of day and night durations. What were they called, beta? Day neutral plants. So that sentence is asked here. Plants which disregard the requirement of a definite day length for the flowering, for the following or. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, not a problem. It is day neutral plants. Seventh one. Flowering in short day plants is induced by. Tell me, Nana.
Short day, uninterrupted long nights.
That is what. For short day plants, the dark period is actually very, very important. Sure, short day they require and uninterrupted long nights also they need. So first option itself. What about the fourth? No, short days is okay and interrupted long night, not at all. Eighth one. The photoperiodic stimulus in plants is perceived at by which organ, Nana?
Leaves.
At least one leaf is a must in a plant to show flowering. Ninth, vernalization is the effect of low temperature on, depending on the type of plant actually. Vernalization is the effect of low temperature on acceleration of fruit ripening. Was it? No, acceleration of flowering.
Yes, sir.
There should be two. 10th, Mendel experiments are the first base to scientific explanation of heredity. What else can be then? Oh, variations.
Variations also, sir.
Yeah. Should be one and means fourth option. No problem. 11th, number of pairs of characters used by Mendel during his experiments. How many pairs?
7.
7 pairs. Actually, the interpretation seen, Nana. 7 pairs of traits it should have been, kada. 2 traits are pertaining to one character. So 7 pairs of character means it gives us an impression that 14 characters are taken into account. Fortunately, that kind of option was not there. So number of pairs of traits used by Mendel actually, that is 7 pairs. Got the idea, no, Nana? Character and traits are different. Within a character, the variations within that character, we take them as traits, otherwise varieties. Fortunately, to Mendel's experiments, for any character he has chosen, only 2 were traits, contrasting traits, nothing but varieties. Twelfth, which of the following characters of P was 1 minute. 12. Which of the following characters of P was not studied by Mendel? Length of stem is studied. Color of plant. How can I? Plant color.
Flower.
Color of flower is studied. He is giving color of plant. Can there be plants in different colors? Okay.
No, sir.
It was easy for us to choose the answer. It should be color of plant, not considered by Mendel. Shape of pod is considered. Color of pod is considered. 1 related to length of plant. 2 were flower related. 2 were fruit related. 2 were seed related. Isn't it, Nana? To remember the 7 pairs. 13th, humans knew from as early of 8000 to 1000 BC that one of the causes of variations are hidden in, should it be sexual or asexual reproduction, Nana?
Sexual reproduction.
14th, Mendel coined the fundamental physical unit of heredity as, he called it as
Unit factor.
unit factor. Now we are calling them as genes. Mendel coined the term for fundamental physical unit as. 15th, alleles are, what do alleles represent? Alternate forms of a gene. Types within a gene, we take them as alleles. So first one, homologous chromosomes, no. Linked genes, no. Dominant genes, no. Alternate forms of a gene, absolutely no problem. 16th, the location of a particular gene of a given chromosome is. What is we call, Nana? What was the
Gene
location being called? Gene locus. Gene pool, no. Genotype, no. Genetic kelp. Kelp Nana, kota term idi. And gene locus anyhow, absolutely no problem. 17th, when the maternal and paternal chromosomes of a homologous pair carry identical alleles at the same locus. What do we call that as, Nana? What is the term used there? Homologous. Oh, sorry. In a homologous pair, he says, so should be homozygous.
homozygote.
Homozygote, also no problem. Holozygote, what is that? Heterozygote, anyhow, we know. Hemizygote, no meaning. So first option is no problem. 18th, the trait that is expressed in homozygous and heterozygous conditions, what do we call it, Nana? Dominant. The one which is not expressed, especially in heterozygous condition, we call it as recessive. So trait that is expressed in especially heterozygous condition, when which is expressed in heterozygous, it will automatically express in homozygous. So it should be
Sir,
A. Tell me better.
can't it be codominant?
Nana?
Sir, can't it be codominant?
No better, no better. About codominance, next we are going to see, Nana. Codominance means, oh yeah. If it is codominant, yes, better. అది కొంచెం this thing, I mean, a bit. In case of the codominance, both will be equally expressive in heterozygote. So unit that is expressed in homozygote is called 10 o'clock. It's 9:25. ఇప్పుడు రమ్మంటుందా? ఒక 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay. Okay. Yes, beta, let us finish up the paper discussion at least today. Got some work, unfortunately. Had it been yesterday, would have been a better thing. Anyhow, Nana. So what you said is right, beta. It is expressed in homozygous condition and also heterozygous condition. That option should not have been, Nana. Fortunately, codominance was not covered for us in the class. Had it been covered, then definitely that could also be the answer you could argue for. At the moment, we go with second option, beta. But what you said is right, Nana. It is ambiguous between 1 and 2. Maybe they'll give both for 1 and 2 also. Because literally it is same, beta. You are right.
Yes,
100%.
sir.
You are right. You are
Because
right.
it is expressed in both the conditions.
It is expressed in both the conditions. When we discuss about codominance, we'll have a discussion on that.
So that's why I couldn't mark, sir, between 1 and 2.
Ayyo, you left it, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sir, I kept
Again,
the option
for
one.
an incorrect marking.
It's okay, beta. Poindaita, unnecessary lost. Sorry, Nana. 19th, a dwarf pea plant was treated with, maybe unattempted means at least
Sir, your voice is breaking.
Why was it muted? I don't know. వినిపిస్తుందా నాన్న ఇప్పుడు?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. ఎందుకో మ్యూట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇట్స్ ఓకే. Okay. Nineteenth, a dwarf pea plant was treated with gibberellin. It became tall. All right. What will be the phenotype ratios? Shit.
So genotype will be the same, just the phenotype is, converted from dwarf to tall.
Correct, beta. We have not changed the type there now. Oh, yeah. A call has come. By treating with gibberellin, while talking about that also, we mentioned the same beta. You have treated with gibberellin, you changed the morphology of the plant, but did you change the genetic makeup inside, Nana?
No, sir.
No. So you collect the seeds of that you sow, again it will be dwarf only because genetic makeup is not changed there. Isn't it? Got the idea, Nana? So tall plant. If this pea plant is crossed with pure tall plant, what will be the phenotypic ratios in F2 progeny? Literally, it's like a normal monohybrid cross, Nana. Got it better?
Yes, sir.
Though it was physically a tall plant, but genetic makeup was for dwarfness only. So you crossed that with a tall plant, pure tall plant. So it's like a normal monohybrid cross, in which case 75% will be tall, 25% means 3 out of 4 are tall, 1 out of 4 will be dwarf in F2 progeny. It's exactly like a normal monohybrid cross, Nana. The logic
Yes,
is
sir.
then 28th, in a typical monohybrid cross, percentage of F2 progeny resembling F1 progeny phenotypically 75%. That is, he is asking about the Yes, beta, I have got some work na, some disturbance is there. Better, I think we continue the class tomorrow, beta. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Able to hear me, beta?
Yes.
Able to hear me, all of you, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.